after all these years of missing out on TNA Wrestling, like, I used to love watching this company from back in the day. From the 2010s, that's when my love for the company really grew. You know, when it comes to the Joker Stain, the AJ Styles storyline with, I forgot her name. Dixie Carter, yeah, Dixie Carter. And Eric Bischoff. I think, to me, the 2010s were like those best years of TNA Impact Wrestling before the 2020s came along. And that's where I felt like this company went downhill from there, because the crowd was dead. There weren't enough feels, emotions that you would normally get in a wrestling company or in a wrestling broadcast. But it just seems like nowadays TNA, it's not good. TNA is not good. Impact Wrestling is not good, because all of their matches are boring and the crowd sucks. It's just dead. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like what it used to be. And once they went off air, I feel like I couldn't even watch wrestling anymore, because I used to always love watching Impact Wrestling every Thursday. And it was just one of my childhoods, though. And I believe it was back in 2011 when I first turned 20, I believe. And I was so into this franchise. But nowadays, like I said, it's not like what it used to be. But, however, though, they're making some big changes. So you see the title of this article where it says Impact Reviews Name Change, TNA Wrestling to return in 2024. And they just started with Bound for Glory last night. And I've seen a little bit of that pay-per-view on YouTube earlier this morning. The crowd, even though some of it has that spark like they used to have back in the day, but a lot of it just felt kind of flat, because I think the crowd was just exhausted. Maybe some big matches happened, but I'm just glad that TNA is coming back for good, because I feel like Impact Wrestling is just not there. So if TNA is making some big changes, why can the WWE do the exact same thing by bringing TV 14 back? You don't have to bring the Attitude Era back. You can just make it TV 14 and create some good storylines. That's if Triple H is willing to like bring back the TV ratings that can draw more viewers in. But this TV PG stuff is not doing it any favors. Yes, you got some talents in the women's division, in the men's division, but as far as like the segment goes, with them not swearing on anything, being more edgy and all of that, and them not bleeding anymore, not giving chair shots to the head, I get it, because you don't want any wrestlers to get concussions and all of that, but you gotta learn how to take risk if you want to give the fans what they want. Even Nick Khan at one point said that if sponsors are okay with it, of bringing blood back, then I think for the most part that this company is going to end up being better than any other wrestling promotions, in my opinion. But TNA Impact Wrestling is coming back starting in 2024 in their next pay-per-view, Hard to Kill. In January 2024, I think when it comes to wrestling promotions, you can honestly think that everything is gonna go hard. WWE, AEW, TNA Impact Wrestling. And I think Ring of Honor, I don't know if they're still around, I'm not sure, but I think Tony Khan might have brought them. Maybe, I don't know. But it was a good time to be a wrestling fan. And I think a lot of us, including myself, have been waiting for something to change for years, because Impact Wrestling is not doing it for everybody. So I don't know whose idea was it to go back to its original roots, but I salute you. And yes, this is their old logo. You say it's total nonstop action. The TNA logo wrestling. We're back. I'm excited. I'm glad that things are about to improve within TNA. I just hope that they could just level up the crowd a little bit, because last night, like I said, I watched it on YouTube this morning on my way to church. It just seemed like the crowd was just not as influential like it used to be. So yeah, this is interesting. Let's get to it. At the conclusion of Bound for Glory on Saturday night, Impact Wrestling aired a video revealing that the promotion is changing its name back to TNA Wrestling. It would be the first time since 2017 that the promotion has been known as TNA. I did not know that. It's been 6 years. That's crazy. Rebrand goes into effect starting with Hard to Kill 2024, which is taking place from the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas on Saturday, January 13th. Once again, this is the perfect place to do a pay-per-view to start off 2024, right? And honestly, this is something that a lot of us are looking forward to, because AEW did it when they did their first pay-per-view in 2019. Everybody was tuning in, and it had a lot of people excited. It had a lot of people watching. When Jon Moxley made his debut, the crowd erupted. JR went berserk like usual. It was the perfect pay-per-view to end off like that. So if TNA can do stuff, listen, if TNA can do something like this in 2024, I think we all know how crazy it's gonna be when we see some familiar faces debuting. And you know what? I'm all for it. I can still hear it. People want to pretend that it went away, but we're reminded of it every expletive day. Frankie Kazarian said in the Saturday's video, "All of you, you're my brothers and sisters." And it feel like, no, and I feel it in my core. Professional wrestling, it's bleeding. There needs to be a change. This is that change. And I believe when he said that. So when he said that it's time for a change, I believe it's gonna end up being a whole lot different than when it used to be years ago. So this is pretty much like a start to a greater change for a better wrestling promotion. And to get there, we have to go back to where it all started. Woo, I love this. Eric Young, Ashley Edwards, AD Edwards, Alex Shelley, among others. Man, let me tell you something though. Just hearing this gives me chills. Like, it gives me early TNA vibes when it comes to this promo. This is great. This is great. We still hear the TNA chants everywhere we go. Impact Wrestling President Scott D'Amore said in a press release, "Fans have longed for TNA Wrestling. So that's what we're bringing back in 2024. TNA Wrestling, we're back." Shout out to you, bro. You actually did the right thing by giving the fans something that they've been looking for years. And that is bringing back the iconic logo, the iconic brand, iconic name. Like, bringing back the glorious years. And if WWE can do that, I think fans are going to end up loving the product even more. But I think when it comes to Crown Jewels and Survivor Series War Games, it's safe to say that Triple H is going to end up bringing a lot of heat. So yeah, this is interesting. The press release stated that the rebrand will include TNA running larger, more prestigious venues. Company officials confirmed that The new year will launch a new look TNA Wrestling that runs from the entrance ramp to turnbuckles in the ring to large, more prestigious venues, and much, much more Impact Road. I'm more interested in how the entrance ramp is going to end up looking like, because the one they got now is pretty boring and bland. And you can tell it doesn't have that many people. The crowd just sucks, you know, but that's just the company's fault, because I think once they reboot the whole thing, I think TNA is going to end up being the most watched company in 2024, because right now it ain't looking like that. But I think Battle for Glory is pretty much a start of a greater change. The first match for Hard to Kill 2024 already looks to be set. After winning the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match at Battle for Glory, Grace declared that she is going to challenge for the Knockouts Championship at Hard to Kill. Trinity currently holds the Knockouts title. I'd love to see that. Hard to Kill, TNA is holding television tapings at the Palms on Sunday, January 14th. Those matches will air on future episodes of Impact. But the question is, but where are they going to air on TV networks? Because it can't just be on social media. Like, I want to see TNA Impact air on Spike, because those were the days when I used to love watching Spike TV just for Impact Wrestling. So something tells me later on down the line they're gonna probably announce that the new deal with Spike TV has reached. So they're gonna probably make an extended deal for maybe 5 to 10 years, because that'll be something that a lot of us can look forward to. But it's good to see that this company is making some good changes. So yes, this logo and everything behind it, all the wrestlers in the back, this is a good time to be a wrestling fan. This is a good time to be a TNA fan. And I cannot wait to next year's Hard to Kill pay-per-view, because it seems like January is an exciting time to be a wrestling fan because of the pay-per-views, Royal Rumble, Hard to Kill, AEW, and their pay-per-view matches. Like, those are literally the 3 brands that I care about. Everyone else, I'm not sure, because I haven't really watched their brand on TV. I don't know, but I think in 2024, things are about to change for the better or for the worse, depending on how it turns out. Link to the article will be down below, and if you are a TNA fan, this video is for you. I'm gonna catch you on my next one.